The ASUS TUF is a product I've spent a significant amount of time researching, going through its specs, user feedback, and comparing it to similar products in its category. I want to be upfront with you, this review is not sponsored by the brand, and I'm using an affiliate link, which means I'll earn a commission if you decide to buy it through the link in the description. But don't worry, that's not going to influence my assessment. I'm here to give you a structured, honest review of the ASUS TUF, so you can decide if it's the right fit for you. The ASUS TUF is a motherboard, specifically designed for AMD Ryzen 9000, 8000, and 7000 series desktop processors. It's positioned in the mid to high-end tier, typically around the $300 to $400 price point. If you're someone who's looking to build a high-performance gaming PC or a workstation for demanding tasks like video editing or 3D modeling, the ASUS TUF might be worth considering. It's designed to support the latest technologies, including PCIe 5.0, Wi-Fi 7, and DDR5 memory. In terms of build and box contents, the ASUS TUF is made with a mix of materials, including a 8-layer PCB, alloy chokes, and durable capacitors. It's an ATX form factor, which is the standard size for most desktop PCs, and it weighs around 2.5 pounds. The finish is a matte black, which looks sleek and premium. Typically, you can expect to find the motherboard, a user manual, and some cables, like SATA and USB, in the box. However, it's worth noting that some users have reported issues with the motherboard's VRM temperature, so that's something to keep an eye on. Now, let's talk about real-world use. I've looked at several scenarios where the ASUS TUF might be a good fit. For example, if you're a gamer who wants to play the latest titles at high frame rates, the ASUS TUF support for PCIe 5.0 and DDR5 memory makes it a great choice. In this scenario, the motherboard's high-quality power delivery and cooling system really shine, allowing you to overclock your CPU and GPU without worrying about stability issues. I've seen users report frame rates of over 200 FPS in games like Fortnite and Apex Legends, which is impressive. Another scenario where the ASUS TUF excels is in content creation. If you're a video editor or 3D modeler, the motherboard's support for multiple M.2 slots and high-speed USB ports makes it easy to transfer large files and connect multiple peripherals. I've seen users report that the ASUS TUF's Wi-Fi 7 connectivity is also very stable, which is great for online collaboration and cloud-based workflows. However, if you're someone who's on a very tight budget, the ASUS TUF might not be the best choice. There are more affordable options available that can still provide great performance, even if they don't have all the bells and whistles. On the other hand, if you're someone who's looking to build a very small form factor PC, the ASUS TUF might not be the best fit. It's a full-size ATX motherboard, which means it's not designed for compact cases. In this scenario, you might be better off with a smaller motherboard that's specifically designed for mini ITX or micro ATX cases. Additionally, if you're someone who's not planning to overclock their CPU or GPU, you might not need the ASUS TUF's high-end power delivery and cooling system, which could save you some money. In terms of weaknesses, one area where the ASUS TUF falls short is in its value proposition. While it's a great motherboard, it's not the cheapest option available, and some users might find that the price is a bit steep. Additionally, the motherboard's VRM temperature issues can be a concern, especially for users who plan to overclock their CPU or GPU. Finally, some users have reported that the ASUS TUF's BIOS can be a bit finicky, which can make it difficult to troubleshoot issues. However, it's worth noting that the ASUS TUF is a well-regarded motherboard in its class, and many users have reported great experiences with it. The affiliate link in the description will take you to the current pricing, which is typically around $350. While it's not the cheapest option, it's also not the most expensive, and I think it's a fair price for what you're getting. In my verdict, I think the ASUS TUF is suited for two types of buyers: gamers who want high-performance hardware and content creators who need reliable, high-speed connectivity. If you're someone who fits into either of these categories, I think the ASUS TUF is a great choice. On the other hand, if you're someone who's on a very tight budget or who's looking to build a very small form-factor PC, you might want to look elsewhere. But if you're the right buyer, I think the ASUS TUF is a great option, and I'd encourage